Today I'm going to go over 7 items that are banned on cruise ships. Some of these may not seem like a big deal, while others are a major violation and can get you arrested. Recently, a man got arrested in a Turks and Caicos and has been in the news because he's facing a sentence of 12 years in jail for having a few rounds of ammunition in his bag. He was hunting before the cruise. It's one of the things it's sometimes easy to miss not emptying out your entire bag. He thought he did. Turns out he missed a round or two. Somehow TSA and Customs completely missed this as well. And when he got to the Turks and Caicos, they were doing an inspection of his bag and they found those rounds of ammunition in his bag. And well, there it's illegal to even possess ammunition. So he got arrested and is waiting sentencing and a trial in another country, which the laws in other countries could be very different than ours. So something to keep in mind to see what is legal there, what you can and can't bring on the ship or to another country. Because now he is awaiting trial. We don't know what's going to happen. So some of these things that are banned on cruises are for your own safety. Some are to keep you from going to prison. And some of them are just probably not a good idea to bring aboard. But there's always a reason behind it. So of course the first was ammunition. And I would extend this to any weapons as well. I know collecting knives is a big thing for a lot of people. Like to go to other countries, collect some cool knives. But this is another item that's banned on cruise ships as well. And there are countries who will not take likely that you're bringing a weapon into their country. So keep that in mind. No weapons. It's just a bad idea to bring them aboard, so don't. Second one was also recently in the news, and I find this kind of funny. It is actually a portable washing machine. Well, I actually think this is a good idea. And I actually had this thought for a split second before, but never took it seriously. Because most of the portable washing machines are very small and they're manual. It's a lot of work. Now I just pack more clothes anyways. But this actually was confiscated because household appliances are not allowed on the ship. And that includes washing machines, whether it's portable or not. So this is one of those that if you brought it on, it's a slap on the wrist. They'll confiscate it. You get it back in the end of the cruise. But still, keep that list of items that are banned on the ship in mind. Like the first one, jail time. It's very serious consequences. The second one, it's not as serious, but still know what is allowed and not allowed on the ship. There's a good rule of thumb I like to follow is if it's not on my Amazon store down below, then you probably shouldn't bring it on the ship. Or do a little more research to make sure it is ship approved. So trying to think of anything I would ever need on the ship, I put on that list below. And the list would keep growing over time. So be sure to check that out. The third one is any CBD products or herbs related to it, if you know what I mean. While it may be legal at the state level in some states, it's still illegal on the federal level. And the federal rules trump the state rules, so don't try it. A lot of cruise lines now have drug dogs, enhanced security protocols to try to catch these on the ship. And it doesn't matter what form it is, whether it be straight off the plant, through vape, gummies, doesn't matter. Any form, it is not allowed. Again, this is one of those things to where it's a violation of federal law. In other countries, it could be legal as well. So not only could you get arrested here in the United States, but it's possible you get arrested in another country, like the first scenario I gave, which is just not a good position to be in. So don't try it. And I've seen a lot of threads on Reddit and people say, hey, can I bring this on the ship? Can I sneak it on? You probably can if you're smart enough. But if you get caught, the consequences are very severe. You could get arrested, banned for life, etc. So it's not worth the risk. Keep it at home, enjoy it there. But don't bring it on the ship. Don't bring it to another country. You're going to get into a lot of trouble that way. And no, I'm not trying to scare people. And I have plenty of proof of, it's not allowed. Number 4 is one of those items not completely banned, but it's one of those that has some restrictions on it. And that is sunscreen. While some sunscreen is technically banned or not recommended, reef-safe sunscreen is where the industry is going now. And a lot of islands will make you require to have reef-safe sunscreen. So while it's not banned on the ship itself, at least not as of yet, reef-safe sunscreen is what you're going to use when you get to the ports. It's truly one of those things that depends on what cruise line you go on. If regular sunscreen is allowed on the ship, the cruise lines who do require that right now, it's mostly because the ports require that. Number 5 is another one of situations where something is banned unless it's a specific type. So power strips are banned unless they're non-surge protected. The ship's wiring is a little bit different, so if it's a regular power strip, it is banned, but if it's a non-surge protected version, it is allowed. This is one of those items. I'll have a link below to my Amazon store. That way you can find the right type that is allowed on the ship. Otherwise, it'll be confiscated. But this is one of those items I find very necessary on the ship. Number 6 is pretty much anything with a heating element, whether it be an iron, steamers, candles, coffee makers, etc. Pretty much anything that has a heating element to it is banned on the ship, with again a few exceptions. curling irons, hair straighteners. Some of this list will vary by cruise line, so be sure to double check, but these are banned as well. Fire is a huge hazard to have on the ship, therefore they try to reduce this risk as much as possible. They do have irons available to use. I sell a self-storage laundromat, like Carnival has some of those, Virgin Voyages has some of those, Princess does. So be sure to check this out. If you truly need an iron, you can find one on the ship somewhere, or even request one, but do not bring your own. Number 7 is hard alcohol, like liquor. Most cruise lines do have a drink package, so you can have alcohol on the ship. They will also allow you to bring your own wine on the ship as well, but it's not extend to hard liquor. So whiskey, rum, those kind of things, you cannot bring your own on the ship. It's one of those things that people frequently ask how to sneak on the ship. Cruise lines are aware this is happening and trying to stay on top of it. However, some people still do try, still sneak it through, and it's one of those things that if it gets caught, all they're going to do is confiscate it and you'll get it back into the cruise. They're not obligated to do so, but that seems to be what's happening right now. The idea behind this list is to make sure that your cruise goes as smoothly as possible, keep you out of trouble so you can enjoy your actual vacation, not end up jail, banned, etc. from the cruise ship. So I'll see y'all next time with all your cruising needs.